Obviously, if you take this off, you can see all your individual relays here and what's landed to them. So 2 and 5 are your gym. Everything else, even there's some spares though, but everything else is going to react to the exterior schedule. Okay, so I've made the exterior schedule control every other relay. That way, if for whatever reason you land something here or here that ends up being exterior, it'll turn on and off with the exterior stuff. So right here you can see that's where your schedules are going to run. You can see the play is for the gym on at 5 a.m. and then there's another play at 7:14 for exterior. What that actually does is turns the exterior lights off. Okay, and then or actually it's a stop. I'm sorry. And then there's the play button right there for the exterior to turn them on, and then another stop at 11 for the gym. If you want to ever edit your schedules, come here to the calendar. Looks like you made it here before. I just renamed them exterior and gym on. I have made your exterior. If you hit that little button right there, the little arrow that you just saw back on that last screen, it takes you to this page. You can look here and see when it's going to run. This is going to run every day. Start trigger, I made this sunset minus 15 minutes. This knows where it is from an astronomical time clock point of view. Okay. So it will not, you don't have to adjust it throughout the season. It automatically adjusts. Okay. So 15 minutes before sunset, it will turn lights on. 15 minutes after sunrise, we'll turn lights off. Okay. If you ever want to edit that, you can hit this little pencil button here, and you can see there's your start trigger. So if, for example, you wanted to edit the start trigger or the end trigger, start trigger will just say you can hit that arrow, and that will take you to here. Start time. If you did actually want to set it to a specific time, you just have to hit the time button, set whatever time you want it. Okay. Big thing to know is set light levels. Everything, this all talks in terms of channels, okay? Your exterior lights are all talking on channel 1. Your gym lights are all talking on channel 2, okay? So this is channel 1. So for this schedule, you want to activate channel 1. So it's selected and it's turning to full, okay? And then by comparison, in the end time action, you'll see that it is still selected, but it's at 0%, which I think you had that before in the schedule, that you know, like you need to select that channel. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to control channel 1, and I'm going to turn it off. If I selected that as well accidentally, now it's going to turn your gym lights off, so you know, okay? Because that's channel 2, right? We don't need to really do anything else here. I'm going to back out of this. If you ever want to, what you saw me doing probably a couple times and you saw some things triggering randomly, is from this page, if you want to check and see if you make programming changes and you want to check and make sure that they are correct and that they're working accurately, if you hit this little play pause button, it will give you an ability to run the start trigger and run the end trigger. Okay, so for example, since the end trigger should turn the lights off, I can hit run the end trigger. Let me watch all those go off. Okay, just that way. That doesn't tell you you've necessarily programmed it for the right time. It at least tells you, hey, I have programmed these relays in channel 1 to turn them off at the end trigger, and then if you hit the start trigger, you can watch it, they'll turn back on. Okay, to check to see if you've actually programmed the right time to things, I would recommend coming back to this home page and double check and be like, yep, that's when it's going to start. Yep, that's when it's going to stop, type of thing. Okay. Your exterior schedule or your gym on schedule runs. You see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Start trigger at 5 a.m. end trigger at 11 p.m. So then what that's going to do is at 11 p.m. I have enabled the blink warning on this, so if somebody is in there at 11 p.m., the lights will blink. And then they'll have like 5 minutes to go over there and push the button. Okay, and that would turn
the overrides in the gym.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Correct. So yeah, keep in mind here, since you see that that's the end trigger, the end trigger is gonna, if lights are gonna go off, the blink warning triggers, for any off command. So keep in mind, if you come here and you try to simulate a run of the end trigger, what it's actually going to do is it's going to blink things and then shut them off 5 minutes later. So if you ran the end trigger from here, we'd probably see us go flip, flip, which is basically the blink, right? And then 5 minutes later, they'd shut back off. Just keep that in mind. If you try to simulate an end trigger, you might be like, well, why'd they go off and right back on? It's like, it's simulating that blink. because that's the first thing it does is it goes blink, and then 5 minutes goes by. If nobody's hit the button, they go off for good.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and then you can just hit return to previous schedule if you ever activate any of those. That's basically it. If for some reason you think things have gone offline, you can come here to this technician mode. You can see online, offline devices. You should have 24. Is that accurate, really? Yeah, I suppose that's true, because this is 8. No, that seems like a lot. Maybe not. Oh, you have aux sensors in the gym.
Yeah.
Aha! I better check that then. That those are not broadcasting to offline devices. Over here, you can see online NDTC. That's this thing. Okay, and then NRP main one. That's that. Sometimes people can put contact closures for any sort of like fire alarm thing or something. You don't have anything landed there, so it wouldn't be a thing, but it can basically be triggered to be like, hey, you get a contact closure signal, poof, turn everything on or turn everything off or whatever, you know. Some people use it in schools for like just so you know what it could be used for. Like I said, it could be used for like a fire alarm, turn everything on, or it could potentially be used for like lockdown, shelter in place, and turn everything off, or you know, that's what it'd be used for, stuff like that. And then you see these are all your various relays: exterior, gym, canopy, spare, gym, exterior, spare, spare. And then you have switch, 1-pull switch in the gym, 4 separate 1-pull switches, and then all your aux sensors. If you ever see things misbehaving, you might want to come here and check this first and see if you suddenly have offline devices. Okay. That would be an indication of something has happened with the Cat 5 cable.
Okay.
That has gotten compromised somewhere along the way. Hopefully it doesn't happen 99% of the time.